So I saw a letter from Mr. Martin Walterson, who's in Ontario. And he sent it to a number of people, including the federal health minister and the president of the College of Physicians and Surgeons of Ontario. And I just want to read you the beginning of Mr. Walterson's letter. I've been dealing with severe chronic pain since a work accident in 1992, where a large steel door fell on my left leg. Over the years, I've tried everything that doctors have prescribed and suggested to relieve my pain, with little to no success. The only thing that allowed me to have some quality of life is narcotic medication. I've always taken it as directed and never had any problems. Mr. Walterson joins us on the program. Martin, how are you today?
I'm okay, Roy. Thanks for having me on the show.
No, you're not okay.
Well, no, I'm not, but I'm trying. I'm surviving. It's very difficult, especially when, like in my case, after I was injured, I went through all kinds of different medications. I tried everything the doctors would suggest, and nothing worked. I even went for nerve blocks. I've had so many surgeries and different procedures done. The only thing that really worked for me was hydromorphone, and I took that from about 1992 until 1998. It actually allowed me I got retrained through WSIB. I went to college for 3 years, retrained myself, was able to go back to work. And then in 1998, I was referred to a pain specialist who determined that I was a good candidate for methadone treatment for chronic pain. So I was put on methadone. And that worked really well. It allowed me to continue working. And I worked up until 2012. And then at that time, my pain got to be too bad. I couldn't continue working. So WSIB determined that I wasn't able to work anymore, so they pensioned me off. And I continued on the methadone up until 2018. And in 2017, the new regulations or guidelines came in. And by 2018, my doctor, who had for 10 years, I was monitored continuously, tested regularly. I never had a bad test or anything. He retired basically because of the new guidelines and regulations. It just affected his ability to take care of his patients so much. He retired. It left me and all his other patients without a pain doctor. I was able to find a doctor. I had to wean myself off methadone because I was left with nothing. Just when I was just about out of methadone, I found a local doctor here who was willing to prescribe me Cadian, which is long-acting morphine. And that worked okay. It allowed me to have a little quality of life anyway. It took away some of my pain. And then I was referred to another pain specialist in Thunder Bay. And I had high hopes going there, thinking that, they're going to put me back on methadone because it worked so well for me for so many years. And almost the first thing that was said to me when I went to the appointment was that we have to get you off opiates. That was almost before I was examined or anything. And so it's very disillusioning. And, I argue with the doctors. I beg them. I tell them my life is a living hell. It's nothing but pain all the time. And I get answers from them like, well, opiates don't really work for chronic pain. And I'll argue with them and say, well, I'm the one with the pain, and I know it works. It's worked for me for many years. So it's just crazy. It's a very crazy situation.
What is your day like? We have a prime minister who said that chronic pain is an irritant. Former Attorney General of the United States said, take a couple of over-the-counter pain pills and get over it.
Yeah, they have no idea.
They have no idea. I've heard this 100 times. What's it like?
Most people don't, and most doctors that you go to have no idea.
What's it like, Martin?
It's horrible. I'm lucky if I can sleep 2 hours a day, and that's usually only when I'm so exhausted that I'll just pass out. But the pain just keeps me up all the time. It's continuous. It never goes away. I have complex regional pain syndrome, so sometimes it flares up, and it's just unbearable. It brings me to tears. And, some days it's so bad I become suicidal. You just want the pain to stop. You start thinking crazy because you want the pain to stop. You're willing to do almost anything. And by them taking away the one thing that's allowed me to have a little bit of quality of life, it's just devastated my life. It really has.
What would you say to the Federal Minister of Health and the President of the College of Physicians and Surgeons of Ontario? What do they need to know?
Well, one of the things I would say is I believe all the doctors are interpreting and applying the guidelines wrong. And I've just read the Ontario standards for prescribing opiates for chronic pain. And can I just read you one little part of it?
Sure.
This is for the Section 9, tapering and discontinuation. It says all people with chronic pain on long-term opiate therapy, which is me, especially those taking 90 milligrams of morphine equivalents or more, that's me, per day, are periodically offered a trial of tapering to a lower dose or tapering to discontinuation. It doesn't say you're supposed to be forced off your medication. Yeah. It says they're supposed to offer it to you. And like there was never any discussion with me or anything. I was told that's it. You're going off opiates.
Martin, if you don't get the pain relief you need, what's your life going to be like?
Well, it's horrible. I have no life right now. I feel trapped in my house. I have a hard time getting around, doing anything. Like things that I used to be able to do for myself, now I'm relying on people to come and do it for me. It's not a nice way to live.
I can't provide you with an answer or a solution. I wish I could.
No, I know.
But your story and your going public
I'm just hoping it'll help.
It'll help.
They have to know. And if we don't tell them, they're never going to know how bad things are for people.